everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good today. Now in today's video, I'm going to be going over the Arsenal Everton result. Obviously, it's a little bit after the game finished a little while ago. I haven't had a chance yet to do a video, so I thought I would come in here today to chat about it. And yeah, I think we all need a therapy session. This one won't be as long today as I have, got family over as well, and I just wanted to go in here for a little bit today. And I shouldn't have any problems today with the technology side of things because I am on a different laptop today. So I hope hope everything sounds good. I hope you're all having a good day too, apart from apart from Arsenal. I'll be honest with you guys, when I saw that lineup, I was honestly thinking to myself, that has a draw written all over it. I'm not surprised at all. I think when you look at that midfield, that really isn't going to offer you a lot. Really, it's not going to create a lot. I wasn't really too surprised, to be honest with you, that we didn't win. There's so many factors in this game to go over, discuss, and talk about. I know the penalty incident is the one that everyone's talking about today, and for me, I think it was very harsh. Yeah, I think a lot of us will agree with that. It's a very soft penalty, but I think for me, like, decisions this season haven't gone our way, but I wouldn't really give. I don't think that's an excuse personally. I think we didn't win today because we weren't good enough and we didn't create enough for ourselves. I think we have ourselves to blame today. To be honest with you, I don't think we did good enough today, and yeah, it just seems to me like it's just the same old stuff we've been saying all season about lacking creativity, needing striking, needing different options in the attack. So for me, I do think that it's not just one factor today. I think it's a lot of different factors to cause today why we didn't win. Yeah, I just feel disappointed. I feel quite deflated, but I'm not surprised at all. And I think, yeah, this is the same story. I think the first half was okay. Trossard scored a really, really good goal. Sterling got an assist. So going into half time, I was honestly thinking, you know what, at least we've scored. We're 1-0 up. And I thought in our second half, we need to just make sure that we win this game, see it out, and maybe get a few more goals if we're able to. I know Arteta made some changes quite early on, and we saw Saka come on. And honestly, I don't know if it was the right thing to bring Saka on because it's quite a risk to bring him on if he's, just come back from his injury. But at the same time, he's our only hope at the moment. He's the only person that can really help us. So that's the situation that we're in right now, that we have to bring these players on. Yeah, yeah, the substitutions, weren't a bad idea, but ultimately it's not done us any good in this game. Yeah, I just feel quite deflated really because if we're being honest, we know we're not going to win the league anyway, but we're really falling behind now, which isn't great. We got Victor, hope you're good. Um, hey Sophie. This team that started the first half was set up for a draw. The team that started the second half should have won that game. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we knew that first half the team isn't great. We knew the lineup isn't particularly amazing, but I think in that first half we were able to get a win, see it out to the half time, see where we can go. I think that's all we could have done, but we haven't done that. And like you said, Victor, I think the changes that we made were actually a lot better. As you mentioned, we saw I don't know if it was Martinelli, but we saw Saka as well come on, and you think to yourself, this is our chance now to really change the game and really give us something new to, look at and have new ideas, but that didn't change and that didn't happen. So I do appreciate Arteta, the fact he is obviously wanting to save some players for the game against Madrid, because if we're being honest, the Madrid game is the big game for us, and it's the game we're all thinking about. But having said that, I still don't think that. I think that team's going to struggle against Madrid. I think defensively we didn't do too bad. I think Kivior, Ben White, I think they both had a good game today. But I just think it's in the attack. In the midfield to attack it just isn't working, and it really has been a longer season. I never thought I'd say this, but I will be glad when the Premier League season is done. With the Champions League, I don't know how to feel about going to that game now because it is the same old story of us with how we've been playing, how we've struggled throughout the season. I just don't know how we're going to do. I think it's going to be really tough for us. And yeah, I think like it's really the same stuff I've been saying all season. I think that yeah, the referees have done us dirty today. I think the decision was very harsh, but ultimately I'm not going to sit here and say he's the reason we lost today. You know, he didn't help us, but ultimately it isn't the reason why we lost. But yeah, we Victor, you put out a great tweet before, and you said, you know, that happened early on in the game, but what did we do after that to really change things? We haven't done anything, and that is the biggest problem that we have. Things happen in the 46th minute, and yeah, it wasn't a nice decision. It didn't go away, but what have we done to change it? We haven't done anything, and that is our biggest problem. And do get Arteta wanted to change things early on, and you know, good for him to do that early on, but ultimately it hasn't won us anything. And you know, you can't just blame the referee. The referees aren't great at all, and that's a good discussion to have. But I don't think we did enough to win either, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. And yeah, Everton away, I knew early kickoff as well, and it's a game for us that we just can never win. For some reason, we just can't win these games. I don't know why, but yeah. I also wanted to mention as well how lovely it was to see the reception for Super Kevin Campbell on the TV. You know, it was amazing to see, and I think that both set of fans did him really proud. I think that is literally the only positive and lovely thing I can say about the game today. The fact that the both set of fans really gave him such a great tribute, and that was something that I really, really appreciate from the Everton fans as well. I just wanted to mention that as well. Big up Ravi, hope you're good. Big up Vladia's Prime. Other than Arsenal, not too bad, thank you. Hope you're doing good, and thank you so much for popping in. Um, Arsenal don't look confident, and Arsenal have runs players, and it's paying the price. Yeah, and that's why I didn't want us to rush Xhaka back. I don't want us to play him too soon because if he's injured for next season, then that's not going to help us. I do get we need Saka for the Madrid game. He's probably our only hope. With the Madrid game, yeah, Gabriel's going to be a big loss, but I'm more worried about our attack and how we're going to attack and then play. Like today, we've lacked creativity so much, and that's been a big problem for ours for a little while. So I really do worry about how we're going to do in the game next week. And you know, Gabriel being out is a big loss, and we're going to struggle. But I think we would struggle anyway with him with how our attack is. It's just predictable, non-existent, really. So, yeah, I think we're going to struggle for that. Ladia's Prime says like and subscribe, people. Thank you so much for that, Ladia's Prime. And yeah, big up to everyone that is watching right now. Do appreciate it. Please don't forget to like on the stream. Do subscribe here, which would be very much appreciated. Um, yeah, we had a whole half and did nothing. That's the story of our season. Yeah, I think if you had to pick a game that summarised our season, it would be this game because, like you said, we had an opportunity to listen. A referee decision didn't go our way. I think you know I accept these situations now. I know we shouldn't accept them, but there's not much we can do about it. But if someone doesn't go your way, you should use that as motivation and really get a goal back. But as you mentioned, nothing really happened, and yeah, it's just the same old story. We have all the possession, we do all the right things, but other than score and other than create things, it's disappointing. Now I'm just tired of it at this point. I don't really have anything else to say other than the fact that, as you said, Victor, it's the same old story this season. And if we're being honest, the Champions League is all we have right now, and it's going to be really tough to get past Madrid. Um, we got Ravi. So if you also have to buy a striker and sub another key player, if not, the same issue will happen. Honestly, like, yeah, I completely agree. Of course, I mean, I've been saying this for such a long time. A lot of Arsenal fans have as well. Um, we are not ever going to win anything with this team, and that's just a fact. This team has been lacking creativity. I mean, the midfield for one today. I mean, it just doesn't work. But also in our attack, we need someone that's really going to finish, win us games off, and we just don't have a player like that, unfortunately. But yeah, I think as you mentioned, if we keep doing these things, the same problems are going to occur. So I completely agree with the fact that we really have to change things in the summer. And obviously in the summer, a lot of players are leaving. We're seeing Jorginho go, Partey probably go. I mean, I had a look at something on the internet, and a lot of these players' contracts are expiring. So I am wondering as well myself, which players, are going to leave as well. But whoever goes, we still need to prepare. We still need to have a big summer. Um, Obviously, Arteta has said that we are going to have a big summer, and I hope he can back up his talk because we really do need to have a big summer this season. These injuries, I don't think we've had much luck. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think something must be going on as well, but I think we've had opportunities to bring in players and we haven't. So, I think we've got to have a big summer and just see the season out. How many DMs did Arsenal need to play today? We needed a lot of players, to be fair. The problem that we're having is that I saw Odegaard wasn't playing, and I thought, is Arteta saving him for the game, or is he dropping him because he hasn't been good enough? But the problem is we don't really have anyone in Odegaard's position to really replace if he's not doing great. Because if players, are struggling with form and aren't great, you have to rotate because they've got if a player's not doing good enough, then they can't just automatically be in the team because they're the captain. They have to work their way back in the team to prove that they should be there. Um, I just don't think it's really good. Our midfield's definitely lacking that. I think we definitely need to have a big summer in that sense to really bring in some players. Um, but yeah, I think we've said this for a long time. The striker has to be that number one for me. And then after that, attackers, wingers, midfield, we really have to have a busy summer. Hey Sophie, it's Callum by the way, this is a new can. Oh, good big up yourself, Callum. I hope you're okay. I hope you'll have a good weekend other than Arsenal. I think we can't Arsenal ruin our weekend now, really. Better as the man, let him loose with getting Arsenal top players. Yeah, I definitely think we have to just see what happens in the summer because I do believe we're going to have a big summer. I do think that we will bring in some players. I'm just interested to see who we're actually going to bring in though, because I just don't know what Arsenal are going to do. You just never know what Arsenal have up their sleeve, really, do you? Um, I think Arsenal can be unpredictable, and we've seen through the past summers that we haven't always brought the right players in. So, yeah, I'm really interested to see which sort of players we are going to bring in the summer. But yeah, we've really just got to get through the season, and the season doesn't really finish till May, and I know that's not long. It doesn't seem long, but what was it? It feels so long for us. It feels like, yeah, and also we have other games at Anfield, and which won't mean much now because the league's done anyway. But yeah, I mean, this draw doesn't surprise me. I could see this happening with that lineup, and yeah, this is just a typical Arsenal result for this game. Um, yeah, Arsenal ruined the weekend. Yeah, I hope you're well. Thank you so much, Callum. I'm really good, thank you. I hope you are too. Yeah, Arsenal, you can always rely on Arsenal to, yeah, ruin your weekend. I mean, the international break, I was actually enjoying, the women's team are doing great. And I knew when the men's team come back, it's going to be the same problem because we're stuck with the same players and the same sort of, formation and how we play. Because Havertz obviously is sort of the only player that would really start in this team when he comes back in. And I just feel like even with Havertz, we're still going to struggle anyway. So I think these injuries do play a part, but not too much of a part because if Havertz is back, we are still going to struggle. Because as I said before, we're struggling with Havertz. We're going to be struggling without him either way. So I think this is a position that we're put in, but it's really tough because, yeah, I was really hoping this season would be, I was really hoping this would be the one where we'd win stuff, we'd win silverware, we'd win trophies. Even if we can't win the league, why not go for the cup competitions? And we haven't been able to do that this season. So, yeah, I feel very, very disappointed with that. It's been a real tough season. Yeah, it's not literally. Why do we have to play on Saturday early? I hate these games, but um, yeah, I just don't know. Next week's the game that we're all looking at, and I don't really know how we're going to be in that game. I think it's going to be really tough. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how we're going to be. Um, It'd be interesting now if Kivior would start because what I will say is today he was very good, but when you're playing against Mbappe and when you're playing against Everton, I'm sorry, but it's a different standard. So I don't really know what we're going to do. Um, but I think with the Champions League, I do feel like that we have a different energy, and because we've got something to win, we've got a bit of hope in it. I feel as though we may perform a little bit more with a bit more energy, excitement. So I think there's a possibly a different sort of attitude or enthusiasm in this game. But yeah, I'm not being really good at it, guys. And big up to everyone else that has watched us. I do really appreciate it. Please don't forget to hit a like on this video. Do comment as well, send in your questions or comments about the game today as well while I'm going through this. Arsenal realistically need a striker, a winger, a midfielder, and a backup centre back in the summer. Maybe even a backup striker, but I can't see us being this busy. Yeah, I think we've really got to invest big. I'm with you. I definitely think when we're talking about strikers, I think we need someone that's really going to elevate this team. A winger that's maybe even two wingers, really, if we're being honest, because I think we've really struggled this season on the wing. I mean, Martinelli had a really good game the other night. Trossard obviously came on today, took his chance, scored a great goal. Um, but yeah, I think the midfield's definitely important because in the summer, as I mentioned, Jorginho's definitely going. I don't really know what the news is on Partey. Um, I think his contract might end, so I don't know if he's going. But if he's going, then we need to bring in someone else. Um, so yeah, I think the midfield is going to need a lot of revamping, a lot of help. I think it's just the creativity we need help with, but also finishing our chances. Because if a striker doesn't have any, if a midfielder's not going to create any chances for a striker, then a striker's going to be stuck, not being able to have those opportunities. So I think all of these positions are so important. I think defensively, um, we have invested a lot in the defence. We know Thierry's going. Zinchenko's contract ends soon, I think in 2026. So I feel like for me, we know Gabriel and Saliba are our guys, and we know that they start for us. But ultimately, if one of them gets injured, we need someone who's going to play that can be on their level. So I do think it's a good point about needing someone to step in the moment. I definitely think the midfield on the attack, the wingers are the priorities, but I didn't know how much money we're going to get given. I didn't know how much money we're going to spend. But we all know as fans that this season has been a really difficult season to watch, and I just want this Premier League season to just end. Maybe even a backup striker, but I can't see us being that busy. Yeah, it would be nice if we could bring in two strikers. I mean, we have Havertz, but I think Havertz might be a squad player next season or someone to bring on. When you need someone to really help, but ultimately, I just don't think that we have enough right now. And yeah, the summer has to be busy. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do. And I think we have to bring players in that are proven already that are going to take us to the next level. I mean, as fans, we know which players we want, but I think some of them, Isaac feels unrealistic. But we just have to bring in the right players because it's just shown us how much of a bad summer we had last summer. Things could have been so different if we would have brought in a striker, if we would have invested. I, I can't understand. I've said this so many times. I can't get in my head why we haven't brought in a striker in the summer. Why would we not do that? It doesn't. I can't understand that. I never will understand that. Um, I know. I just think the summer has definitely not helped us. And this is where we are right now. And I think if these injuries would have happened, then yeah, we would still struggle. But I think we would have more options with our creativity, more players that are really going to step up in these big moments. Yeah, it's definitely been a tough season for us. I think that it's not one we've all expected. I think last season was so amazing that we've all expected, a bigger standard this season. We expect to see more this season. And yeah, it's just obviously been a massive disappointment. And yeah, I think it's been hard to take as fans this season. Um, because the point where I knew that the league was over was I think it was West Ham when we lost West Ham. It wasn't actually that long ago. I don't know if it was a draw. I think it might have been a loss, but I was thinking in that game, Liverpool had dropped points that weekend. I don't know if it was to Man City, but they dropped points, and we were like 5 points. If we'd won, there would be a 5 point gap. And I thought to myself, if we win, we're going to really catch them. But obviously, we didn't, and I just don't think we've been good enough this season. I think we've been far off it. Um, I think Liverpool have been much better than us. I think that they have better players than us. I don't think Liverpool being perfect. I'll be honest and say that I think Man City were much better than Liverpool last season. But Liverpool are the ones that deserve to win. They have, with Mo Salah, they have killer players that are going to kill the game off. And yeah, they've just taken a chance and won more games. I think they deserve to win. I don't think we definitely don't deserve to win the league the way we've played this season. Um, but yeah, I just want us to get through the season. You know, you never know. We might finish third or second. It isn't good, really. I just want to see where we are actually in the league right now. With our number. So we are. Nottingham Forest are closer to us than we are close to Liverpool. So Liverpool are on 73 points right now. We're on 62. And we played an extra game, so when they play the next game, that's going to be even worse. And Nottingham Forest on 57 points. So yeah, I don't know what else to say other than we just need to we need to just win some games so we don't fall more behind than we already are. Um, I'd have taken Chris Wood, panic buy in January. Do you know what? This people might look at me thinking crazy, but even I would have taken actually someone like a Rashford. Listen, if someone is better than nothing, if that is so true. I mean, Arteta's clearly not wanted to bring anyone in for the sake of it, but it hasn't stopped him before when we brought Sterling in because Sterling, I'll be honest, when he's played recently, he has been a little bit more better. He had got an assist today. In a Champions League game a little while ago, he did pretty good. So for me, I just feel like we needed to bring in the players that are really going to improve us this season, get us tons of goals, which hasn't happened. But yeah, Chris Wood, I wouldn't have minded him either. Anything at this point is better than what we have. And it doesn't surprise any of us that Havertz picked up an injury. It was happening. He was being overplayed, and a lot of these players have been overplayed this season. Um, Big up. I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. Pardon me, guys. Play of the match today. I'd probably say Kivior or Ben White. I'd probably go Kivior. I think Kivior did a decent job defensively. I always believe Kivior is a good player. I don't think will ever be at Gabriel's level, but I think we can all say that he is good at what he does. I know, like we said, he's not at that standard, and I don't know what his future is, but today, just give him his credit he deserves because he has been amazing. I think he did such a great job today, and I think that's all we want to see really from him and these sort of players throughout the season. And yeah, I think he's obviously stepped up, had a big game today. Yeah, I know we didn't win. I know we conceded, but I think he did a decent job today with his chances that he had defensively. So Ben White as well. Ben White's obviously been out injured. I think that him coming back has been really important for the team. And yeah, I think he stepped up in the moment today. I think he can be really proud of how he's performed as well. Obviously, it is pretty tough, really, with these injuries that we're facing, and we just got to keep going forward. But I think defensively we weren't too bad today. I think that penalty incident, I do feel quite bad for Lewis Skelly because people might see it different ways. I think it did seem to me Lewis Skelly was getting dragged a bit and he just fell to the floor, and then that Everton player just fell to the floor as well. Um, it wasn't the worst decision that I've seen being given. All I can say is that I think it was harsh on Lewis Skelly. I do also worry as well that Lewis Skelly is a player that likes to take risks, and I think he's not afraid to go in for some big tackles. And I do worry that when he gets these red cards, is he going to be getting this sort of reputation of the referees that he's a certain type of player? I really hope that wouldn't be the case because I think he's a player that I do really admire, and that I like. Like I said, I like players that do take risks and that aren't just boring and repetitive. I like to see him go for tackles and go for things. And in this instance, he just got very unlucky. But for us in the game, we had opportunities to really, we had opportunities to win this game today. Um, And like Victor was saying before, we obviously changed the substitutes, and these players weren't even able to do the job. We saw. I mean, I don't expect Saka to win us every game. I don't expect that, but we obviously made some substitutions, and that should have won us it, and it didn't. So I think ultimately today was just massively disappointing. And I think this season we've really seen which players that we can rely on, which players that we can't. And I think that's been so evident now. And it is disappointing, it really is. And I just don't want to see many excuses today, because I think the refereeing decision, as I mentioned, wasn't good enough. But ultimately, as well, we weren't good enough today. Um, I knew Everton would make it hard for us. I think they're a very physical and tough side to play up against. But I think us ourselves, I think we need to learn from our mistakes. And yeah, obviously we do have Madrid next, and I do not know how we're going to do, honestly. Um, that is going to be really tough. I think that we will probably play different against Madrid, as I've mentioned before. There'll probably be different sort of excitement because it's Champions League, because it's a different competition that we have hope for, that we have hope to win in that competition. Um, but yeah, today just hasn't been great yet again, and I think it's okay if people ask questions about everyone at the club, but I think this summer we've really got to see what they can do. If they can take us on, the next level, if they can improve us, because this season has just been, it's crazy to me how poor it's been. The summer second, and that isn't the end of the world, but I just don't think we have done as good as we should have done. And yeah, we made Liverpool get the league so easily. Like for me this season, I knew Liverpool would be back up there. They've got a new manager, and it's an exciting time for them. Um, but for me, I'm just really disappointed that we weren't able to do much better this season. Because like last season, when we were losing games, obviously I'd be quite disappointed, but I'd always know that we'd find a way to come back and win. And now when we're 1-0 down, I don't believe we can find a way to come back and win it. I think that's a massive, I think that is the biggest difference this season, that I don't know if we have that fight in us to really change the game and come back this season. That because last season we definitely did that a lot. I know we lost games. I can't remember off by heart, but I know we've lost to Fulham. That was the game we struggled in, and I feel like this season we've not really learnt our lessons. I mean, we did beat Fulham, but in these Everton games, we've always struggled against Everton, which is really disappointing. Big up AFC, always is everywhere. 105 million on the six, and play him as a second striker was enough to sack Arteta, never mind the 5 year trophy drought. Yeah, I mean, a lot to unpack. I mean, like you said, being 5 years without a trophy is bad enough as it is, and that isn't good enough at all. But I think when you play a player, if you're buying a player to play in a certain position, and you've really got to do that. I mean, I remember when we signed Havertz. I never really thought we'd sign Havertz as a striker. I always thought we'd sign him as a midfielder, and then we played him in midfield. Arteta realised it didn't work, and then he played him as a striker and realised that it was starting to work. So, yeah, I think he's definitely made some mistakes, Arteta, in his time here. This summer is make or break for Arteta and Berto. What they do would determine the future of this club for years to come. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think with Berto, I think if he made, I don't know, if he made a bad decision, I think it would probably look more bad than Arteta, because Alberto's just come, Arteta's been here for a while, but I definitely agree that we need to make the right decisions this summer. I think that's going to be really important for us. I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of all of this. I'm tired of saying the same old stuff every week. We need a striker. These certain things need to change. I think we're all tired of all of this. I think I just have to hope Berto just does what the right job, brings in the right players. I don't want us to just bring in one or two players though. We really need about five. This team needs a real revamp. It needs a lot of work doing this team. Big up AFC, always is everywhere. Whoever Berta signs, I still don't trust Arteta. Yeah, I mean Arteta's had a lot of time here, and whether or not we agree with that time being spent is a different story. It's been 5. If we go 6 seasons, I just can't keep going on without winning a trophy. Football's about winning, and yes, we've made progress. When Arteta arrived, when Emery left, we were in a mess, and we can't deny Arteta's definitely taken us somewhere, but ultimately that isn't good enough. We need to be doing much better. And Yeah, I just think this result is just a typical Arsenal result this season. I just don't think it's good enough, and I'm just gonna have to see how we do against Madrid because that might just be our only way of winning something. But even then, I don't see us winning that. So I think that's going to be really, really tough on us this season, trying to win things with these players that we have. And I just worry that we're really pushing Saka now to play more when he's just come back from a big injury. And if Saka gets injured again, then that's going to cause us a lot of problems for next season. So if you people confuse progress with success, there are two different things. Yeah, I agree. I mean, success to me is obvious what success is. Success is winning, achieving things, and like you said, progress. You know, we have made progress, and I will fully admit that under Arteta that we have progressed under him, but we have not succeeded. We've not had success under him as we've not had enough success as we should have had under Arteta. Um, you know, if Arteta thinks we can't win the league for whatever reason, then we should be winning the FA Cups, the League Cups. We should be going for them, and that's why this season I really thought we could have gone. I think the League Cup was our most achievable, was our most realistic chance of winning something this season, but even that we weren't able to win, which was so disappointing because I really believe we can. Um, win something like that. And it is disappointing. I'm really disappointed that we've not been able to, win that. Of course, I'm really happy for Newcastle to see them achieve that. It's nice to see a team that you wouldn't expect win it. And even in the FA Cup, I'd love to see a team that you don't really expect to win it. But for me, I am disappointed that we've not been able to win that. I think this team is more than capable of doing that, and we've not done that, which is really, really frustrating and disappointing. And yeah, I think we just have to keep our standards of this club high. And yeah, there's not really much else I can say because I think we're all really just tired of the season. I don't know about you guys. I am really, really exhausted. um, but yeah, I just hope next season's much better. I keep saying this every season. Last season, I said this season's our perfect chance to win something. We didn't, so it really is quite exhausting saying the same stuff every week. But I think we've just got to focus next week. Obviously, we have Madrid. That is a big game for us, which I hope that I hope we do well. And I really, really do. Um, I don't really know what team I'm going to go for. I don't know how that's going to go, but it really is tough for these players. I'd probably just go all out in that game, to be honest with you. Um, I don't know if I'd start Saka. This is a problem that I have with Saka is that I worry if we play him and we start him that gives us, he'll be injured, he'll be out for a very long time, and that is my biggest worry. Because I wouldn't mind saving Saka for next season. I don't mind Saka coming on to change the game, but I just wouldn't want to risk him because we know the season's, pretty much been a real bad one. Um, so I wouldn't really mind if we did that and saved him for next season. But yeah, I don't really know what we have in mind for that game against Madrid. Um, we are so bored to watch. That's because we don't have a number 9. Yeah, I do think we have this tendency this season of looking very predictable, looking the same with how we play and our attack, and just our style of play is quite predictable at times this season. And yeah, I think it's just it's so annoying. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. That's the point we're at right now as fans. But yeah, here's hoping that next week will be much, much better. I am going to end the stream, guys, in a couple of minutes, so please don't forget to send in any questions you guys may have, any thoughts on the game as well, because I want to just read out all your comments as well before I round the show up. Please don't forget to hit a like button as well on my stream, which would be very, very much appreciated. A big up to everyone as well that has watched my show today. I do really, really appreciate it. I wish we were obviously talking on more happier terms, but this is just the way it is. This season just hasn't been great at all. It's not been a great season to watch. It's just been a very exhausting one to watch as fans. We've just not done particularly great, have we? Um, but obviously, I will be back doing a preview on Monday against Madrid, which I don't know how to feel about that, but I just hope we get to see better football because that really wasn't great today. And yeah, big up to everyone as well that's left their comments. It's really been great to chat with you all today. and this one is a little shorter video, but I still wanted to go on here to give you my match reaction of the game. As yeah, I've had a chaotic weekend, had some family over, so I've not really had a chance to sit down and chat with you all, but I have some time on my own, so I thought I'd come in here today for half an hour. And yeah, I'll let you know if I'll do a video tomorrow. I could, I might do. I'll definitely be back on Monday though for sure. Um, Big up Victor, I really appreciate you coming in as well. It's been great to chat with you too. Like and subscribe, he says. Thank you so much. And yeah, guys, please do like, subscribe, share the stream. Be very, very much appreciated. And yeah, take care, everyone. Hope you all do enjoy the rest of your evening and weekend. Forget about Arsenal. Let's just enjoy it. And yeah, I'll see you all very soon. Bye, guys.